Hi everyone, and welcome to the Florida Technology Advisory Committee's Tech Tips from the Field. I am Lori Gorig, SLP and Assistive Technology Specialist from Pinellas County Schools. I will be sharing a strategy for teaching language and communication to emerging communicators using any kind of communication system. Whether it is a communication board, a multiple message voice output device like a GoTalk, a communication app on an iPad, or a high-tech dedicated communication device. Identifying and attributing meaning is a great strategy to teach language and communication to your students with significant disabilities, those students without communicative intent who are not yet realizing they are supposed to be communicating and interacting with others. You don't want your students to be passive communicators, waiting for someone to come over to them to get their needs met. Teach your students that they can affect their environment and make things happen. Some students might need hundreds or thousands of opportunities to learn before getting the idea. Let's get started right away. The goal is to take the behaviors students are showing you and shape them into an intent to communicate. Let's take a look at the steps. First, observe your student and note when he exhibits any change in behavior. You know your student. Are there any changes in breathing patterns, sounds, or vocalizations? How about changes in feelings or facial expressions? Is your student moving any part of his body, reaching out, tensing muscles, grimacing, smiling? Next, you will attribute meaning to those behaviors. Just respond as if the student intended to communicate that message. Here's exactly how you do this. Clearly, tell him what he did. Help him to understand his behavior is something he can do to get people to do things. You will then give him a word for it. Show him the word on the communication system as you say the word in your sentence. Let's look at a few examples. This student is hitting. You clearly tell him what he did. You are hitting me. Attribute meaning by saying, you are telling me you are mad. Teach the word mad by pointing to or modeling the word on the communication system. One day your student will point to the word mad on the communication system instead of hitting you. How exciting is that? This example shows a student groaning. He's a very complex student with significant needs. You can teach him language and communication. Tell him what he did. You are groaning. Attribute meaning to it. Maybe you do not want to go outside, but sorry, we are all going. Point to not while you say this. You do not want to go outside. Your goal is to take the behaviors your students can do and shape them into an intent to communicate. You can move your students from passive to active communicators. They can learn to direct others in their environment and to initiate interactions. On behalf of the Florida Technology Advisory Committee and Pinellas County Schools, I want to thank you for joining us today.